Muy buenas, gente, ¿cómo estamos? Bienvenidos una vez más a mi canal, bienvenidos una vez más a Vampyr. Y vamos a continuar donde lo dejamos en el anterior vídeo, que fue justo cuando llegamos a Whitechapel, en la misión principal de buscar quién extorsionaba a la condesa. ¿Condesa era? Sí, yo creo que es condesa, porque no estoy seguro. Ahora no me acuerdo. Que bueno, sabemos que es una vampira y es la que patrocina el hospital Pembroke. Y ya que nos lo ha pedido también Edgar, el doctor Sansa. Y teníamos que buscar información sobre la enfermera Dorothy Crane, creo que era. Y llegábamos a Whitechapel y de ahí descubríamos qué es lo que pasaba. Ahí nos hemos quedado, que hablamos con esas dos personas que estaban ahí, como el hijo y el padre, que estaban ahí con un problema y demás. Y ahora toca pues investigar más a fondo este lugar. Vale, por alguna razón me deja atrás, no me deja. Bien, vamos a empezar yendo por aquí a la derecha. Mira, aquí hay un tío moribundo, parece que está muerto. Vale, ahí está el chico. Bien, perfecto. Es un poco lioso. Jolín, cuánta gente muerta, con la epidemia y demás. Mira, ahí hay otro. Uf, está la cosa muy mal.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Vale, aquí tenemos... A ver, primero vamos a ver
Tell me,
qué nos dice.
who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Vale.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Sí, pero si tu remedio... Bueno, vamos a ver qué más dice. Damos pistas.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Por cierto, también quiere decir que, como siempre, muchas gracias a Friki por ponerle de estado de WhatsApp el enlace al vídeo. Así que, como siempre, gracias.
I'd like to see what
A
kind
ver
of
qué
medicine
tiene
you're selling.
esta señorita, a ver qué vende. ¿Solo vende esto? Vale. Vale, pues nada, nos vamos. Le he puesto sin querer. Y creo que por aquí no voy a encontrar nada, pero vamos a mirar a ver. Siempre está bien investigar un poco. Vale, he oído un grito como de... No sé si era un cuervo o alguien gritando en plan me muero. No hay nada, de verdad, esto está muy muerto. Vale, esto está cerrado. Se supone que esto da a otro barrio, que podría decirse que es el barrio de los ricos. Así que ahora mismo no podemos acceder. Pues nada, vámonos de aquí a seguir investigando y a buscando personas. Ah, lo malo es que no he dormido. Bueno, al no dormir no me aparece... Debería buscar un escondite antes de hacer nada. Mira, aquí por ejemplo.
long as you have the money.
Lo que pasa es que no estoy seguro si dormir va a ser buena idea, pero bueno, vamos a comprobar. Anda, un rastro de sangre.
I cannot enter.
Necesitamos un escondite. Si no, no puedo hacer nada. ¡Oh! ¿Dónde me he metido? A lo mejor es para abrir el escondite. Bueno, vamos a ver a dónde lleva esta puerta. Es que, a ver, si duermo ahora, se activarán un montón de cosas, como los personajes que hemos salvado y demás, y podremos hablar con ellos. Y ya quería activar al pavo que salvamos de la casa esa para ver si lo podíamos matar, pero no sé si esperarme ahora o a luego. Entonces tengo que comprobarlo bien. Vamos a ver qué hay aquí, de todas formas, ya que hemos entrado. Madre mía, qué destrozo. Esto está en la mierda, ¿eh? Al menos hay cositas para coger. Pocas, pero hay. Vale, escondite nuevo. Ya que estoy aquí. Bueno, antes de nada vamos a ver si puedo coger algo más. Vale. Vamos a crear lo de la migraña, no sé si lo tengo. Bronquitis, resfriado, neumonía, agotamiento. No, no tengo lo del tratamiento. Qué rabia. ¿Me dejará mejorarlo? No. Vale, ya podemos mejorar. Aumenta el daño y reduce el tiempo de recarga. Prefiero daño. Vamos a reciclar todo esto que no nos sirve para nada. Vale. Es que me faltan tratamientos. Alex! Buenas tardes. Me alegro de verte. Vale, a ver. Yo ahora no sé si seguir con la misión principal, como he dicho. Es que claro, si ahora duermo, a ver, si duermo ahora, pues saldrá como que se ha recuperado, saldrá este. Y todo lo que pasó aquí también saldrán. Pero claro, creo que es muy pronto todavía para dormir. Nada, vamos a hablar con todos los de Whitechapel y vamos mirando y ya está. Y hacemos la misión principal y luego ya cuando hagamos la misión principal dormimos. Dios, los tiempos de carga de este juego son lo más lento que hay. Es que claro, como quería cargarme a algún que otro personaje ya. Pero claro, si duermo va a ser peor, porque cuando duermes pasa la noche y cuando pasa la noche pasan más cosas, así como misiones, más personajes, más diálogos. Hay que tener un poco de cuidado cuando duermes o cuando no. Porque es cuando todo empieza a repercutir, por así decirlo. Vamos a ver si hay algo por aquí. Bien, por aquí debería haber algunos personajes. Ya empiezan a ver. Vale. Dios, ¿en serio se ha puesto a cargar por hablar con esta persona? ¿Y está petada? Madre mía. Lo peor es que cuando hace esto no puedo saltar los diálogos, así que... ¡Yeah, Tony! Buenas tardes. Me alegro de verte. Tony por Twitch.
Welcome, sir.
Eso sí que es raro.
Please take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Vale, a ver, tenemos lo de siempre, ¿no? Vamos a
As a
ver
merchant,
qué está
you
haciendo
see
por aquí y
Whitechapel
demás.
every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Vale. Tenemos una nueva investigación.
How is
una nueva
business
misión y tal.
around here?
Business? I had no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Tenemos una nueva pista. No tenemos pistas de este.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
La culpa es de los inmigrantes. Solo intenta ayudar. Es una enfermera excelente.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Una nueva pista. Dile que no se entreoye. ¿Entreoye? ¿A qué te refieres, Tony?
Show me what you have.
Dale una toalla. Oye, tengo 511 chelines. Podríamos comprar... Vamos a comprar esto. Que estas cosas son muy importantes para mejorar las armas. Ya, con esto va bien. Bueno, tenemos una nueva secundaria gracias a hablar con este. Aquí. Está forrado. Uy, sí, vamos. Con 500 chilines voy a comerme el mundo. Vale, ¿dónde está el tío este que he visto antes? Que estaba por aquí. Este es el pastor, que está un poco loco, ya lo veréis. Debería estar por aquí. Ah, está aquí.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
En un burdel. No se puede hacer eso. Bueno, vamos a ver.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes
Antes de sacarle
even more.
pistas.
Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Podría haberse negado, es un criminal, la supervivencia es ley de vida.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others. Perhaps that's just the law of nature.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Nueva pista. Ya, Tony, bueno, es que este juego es de investigar a base de hablar con los personajes y demás.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Vale, ya no tenemos ninguna pista ya, o sea que una revisión médica está sano.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Anda, mira. Qué casualidad, ¿no? A ver, lo que no sé es dónde hay que ponerse. Ah, vale, va a hablar con su hijo. Qué casualidad, hemos sacado justo la pista. Y creo que es aquí. Vale, tenemos que esperar a que llegue, lo malo. Pero esto es bueno porque así sacamos la pista.
So you only hurt people because you care about me? Is that it?
Don't be such a brat. I do what I must to provide us with food and medicine, that's all.
Mum would never have let you bully an old friend like Mr. Lewis. Shame on you.
Harry, I'm your father and I love you. But don't you ever speak to me like that again.
What? You're gonna beat me too?
Jesus. Give me patience.
Qué difícil es la vida, ¿eh? Bueno, hemos sacado unas cuantas pistas del tirón, no está mal. Telenovela chunga. Algo así.
So,
Forgive my interruption.
do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am
A
Dr.
este cura se le va la
Jonathan
olla,
Reed,
yo lo digo
and
ya.
I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Venga, vamos a escuchar.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
A ver, ya he oído suficiente. ¿En qué está
Really?
pensando?
And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No,
What is left then?
cleansing fire.
Madre mía, el fuego purificador.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Pero ¿dónde ponemos los límites? Vivimos en el siglo XX.
Fire is just the instinctive answer of a caveman facing something he does not understand. This is the 20th century.
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
Madre mía.
Have you any friends?
Como he dicho, está un poco
Any
loco.
family left in these...
Decide matar a todos quemándolos.
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I send him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Vale, ahora nos dan una misión secundaria que es buscar al pavo ese.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
So you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Ya, Tony, es que este juego es de mucho investigar y mucho hablar. Entonces hay que tener paciencia.
Goodbye.
Vale, con el cura ya hemos acabado. Ahora nos ha dado una misión y tenemos dos misiones ahora, la de buscar la paratijas y la de recuperar lo del discípulo, que la paratijas está aquí, esto está al lado, y lo del discípulo está por aquí. Así que hay más personas aquí para hablar. Lo que pasa es que hay muchas cosas que hacer. Bueno, vamos a ver si podemos hablar con el... Qué raro, no me sale la conversación de estos dos.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on then. I'm Harry, by the way. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Pues la paciencia es muy importante. Madre mía, Tony. Vale, aquí tenemos una caja fuerte. Ah, la he podido abrir, pensé que no me dejaría. Me encanta entrar en las casas de los demás ahí como si nada, simplemente convenciéndolos. Bueno, si matamos al padre y al crío tenemos armas, ¿vale? Para el trofeo de todas las armas te van dando... Tenéis que matar a algunas personas específicas, no a todas. Mira, una carta. Es mi deber informarle de la imposibilidad de aceptar su solicitud para un puesto de trabajo en el astillero. Le agradecemos. No obstante, el tiempo dedicado a explicarnos la dificultad de su situación con su hijo enfermo y la desgracia pérdida de su adorable esposa, pero también es mi deber informarle acerca de la política de nuestra compañía, que explícitamente rechaza el empleo de antiguos criminales o convictos. Sus desafortunados vínculos con los infames Westwood Boys han llegado a nuestros oídos. Vivimos tiempos difíciles, señor, y en Finch Harper siempre intentamos recompensar primero a los candidatos que superen la pequeña encuesta de plantearnos a nuestros futuros empleados. Le agradezco profundamente y espero que Dios acompañe a usted y a su familia, bla bla bla. Sí, farfala. Mira, un nuevo coleccionable. ¿Y qué hace esto aquí? Si alguna vez sospecháis que alguien sea un vampiro, no tratéis de matarlo por vuestros propios medios. No tendréis la más mínima posibilidad. En su lugar, intentar poneros en contacto conmigo o informar a un cazador de vampiros profesional. Estos hombres y mujeres no son demasiado comunes, pero saben lo que hay que hacer contra estas diabólicas criaturas. Parece incluso que algunos de ellos colaboran bajo el nombre de la Guardia de Priwen, una organización paramilitar dedicada a la erradicación de los vampiros en Londres. Son vuestros amigos, no estáis solos, la solución está ahí. Sed inteligentes, difundid la palabra. Vale. Vale, aquí está el arma que he dicho. Hay que tener cuidado con el trofeo de todas las armas porque es un trofeo puñetero que se te puede ir al garete.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Nivel de cautivar 1. Mira, lo podría matar ahora si quisiera. Ah, mira, está
Do you
agotado.
need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
Lo que pasa es que como no tenemos pistas suficientes, no le sacaría mucha experiencia.
Young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
La verdad es que sí, estás muy pálido, ¿eh?
How
Eso
do
que
you
él es un
feel?
vampiro.
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
Solo puede ir a mejor. Tu padre hizo todo lo que pudo. Tienes un lugar al que llamar hogar.
You
Vamos a
have a
poner
roof
esto.
over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Oh, ¡buah! A todas las pistas.
You and your father have a difficult relationship, Harry. Tell me, did he ever hurt you?
No, never. My father can be brutal and rude, violent even. But he never touched an hair on my head.
What is going on between you two then?
It's his job, if you can call it a job. He bullies people. Men and women we know, like poor Mr. Lewis. It's just not right.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Madre mía, este crío está...
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
Vale. No nos dice nada más. Vamos a ver qué más pistas tenemos.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities. But I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Vale. No nos dice nada más. Vale, podríamos matarlo ahora mismo. Lo malo es que no tenemos... Ah, no, sí, mira, lo tenemos al máximo. Lo podríamos hacer. Tenemos ya las 3 pistas de... Vale, yo creo que antes vamos a hacer la misión secundaria del amigo. Es que claro, hasta que no hagamos lo de la enfermera, no quería matar a nadie en este lugar.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Vale, vámonos de aquí. Oh, qué petada.
Is there only pain?
Vale. Vale, ahora por aquí debería estar una prostituta y el periodista ese y unos 2 personajes más que deberían estar por aquí. Lo raro es que el periodista no lo encuentro. Mira, hemos abierto la puerta, perfecto. Vale, esta es la prostituta. Y el periodista debería estar ahí.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling.
Se la ve muy rusa.
But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Bueno, a ver qué dice
Do you
la
know
enfermera.
Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crasionescu. She came from Romania like me.
Ah, Rumanía, vale.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry
¿Y
me?
eso, Alex?
If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Joder, Alex, eso ha sido muy violencia de género, ¿eh?
Considering your
Yo no digo nada.
line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
Mira,
Do you need
tiene-
any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Vale.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me?
Cara de
You
agria.
don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
A ver, es normal que esté amargada, acaba de decirlo. No la juzgo.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Vale. No nos da más pistas, no nos
Goodbye,
dice nada
miss.
más. Ahora vamos a... Vale, vamos a sacar una pista importante que no pensé que iba a suceder, ¿eh? Me encanta que nadie haya visto eso, ¿eh? Lo que acabo de hacer, y acabo de hacerlo delante de ella. Pero bueno. Si nos ponemos a matarlos a estos dos, también sacamos armas y además la llave de este lugar, que por alguna razón ellos tienen la llave de este callejón. Es un poco raro.
You still want more from Christina?
When we spent the night together, my wallet went missing.
Are you calling me a thief? I don't have your stupid wallet.
I know you. You're a nice girl. Can't we solve this amicably?
No, I don't think so. And if you think you know me just because we shared the bed together, you're just a lousy and arrogant journalist.
Bueno. Ahora tenemos que esperar a que salgan porque quiero hablar con Cristina, pero... A ver si puedo encontrar... Un pequeño ramo con un cupón para una revisión médica gratuita. Así sacamos una pista de esta mientras sale. Vale, a ver, vamos a hablar con Cristina primero.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your...
A ver, aquí.
Did you steal Clayton Darby's wallet? Tell me the truth, Christina.
Of course I stole it. But I never thought he would come back to look for it.
Why did you do it? He seems to trust you.
For a time I thought he was different from other men. In the end, he just wanted to sleep with me. Same as the others.
Mi pasión no salir bien.
Perhaps Clayton is different. Maybe you two should talk. A conversation couldn't hurt.
I know what I am and what people call me. I sleep with men for money. If I can accept that, why can't he? No. My future is with the ones I love, not with Clayton Darby.
The ones you love? The money you stole is not for you, then?
My brother is still in our hometown in Romania. I am the only one who can buy him a ticket to England.
Vale.
Tell me, Christina, is it worth risking your health and your life for your brother's safety?
He's the only family I have left. I had to leave Romania without him. I can't be happy until he is near me again.
Does your brother know what you do to earn the money to bring him here?
Don't be simple, of course not. And he must never know. Everything will be different once he is here with me.
I understand your concern. I spent many months away from my family when I served on the front line in France.
Every time I write to him, I fear I won't receive an answer. It kills me to know he is still there.
No es motivo suficiente, asume demasiado riesgo. Vamos a ver.
What about your life, Christina? Are you so worried about your brother's survival that you'll risk your own?
You think you know it all because you fought in the war. But my brother is no soldier.
I know. We all understand the risks to soldiers, but we don't necessarily recognize the civilian casualties caused by these conflicts.
Yes. Wars are decided by rich men who will never take the risk of being shot, raped, or maimed.
Sí, eso es verdad. Vale, necesitamos una pista más que no tenemos.
Goodbye.
Vamos a hablar con el periodista, que está, creo que está bien, no está mal.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Huh.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
Mi relacionismo nos ha visto atascado últimamente. No es una simple epidemia.
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
A ver.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
Vale, otra pista.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Vale.
Tell me, Clayton, do you really think this young woman stole your wallet?
Christina? Yes. I recently met her. A nice girl, despite her questionable conduct.
If you are going to sleep with a lady of the night, Clayton, I would advise you to be cautious.
I can't really be mad at her, though. She's just trying to survive. She doesn't have many options.
How exactly did you meet Christina?
During my investigation, I offered my hotel room to her to rest and get away from the street.
And what happened?
The next morning, my wallet and my watch had disappeared. I suppose that's what you get for being a good Samaritan.
Do you know that Christina is hoping to pay for her brother to travel to England in the near future?
I see. No, she didn't tell me that. But that explains many things.
Do you believe she will ever see her brother again?
As long as the war rages in Europe, I'm afraid her chances of seeing her brother again are slim to none.
Was it wise to become so intimate with a woman you were supposed to interview, Clayton?
Maybe it was. But I have learned to look for the inner truth and beauty in people.
You're right. I know little of your situation. What can you tell me about Christina?
She is very sensitive. So nostalgic about her country. I saw her cry once because she'd lost a precious souvenir from her homeland.
What was it?
A scarf her brother gave her before she came to England.
Why are you so concerned? You seem to have something on your mind, Mr. Darby.
That we could make peace if I could find it and give it back to her. But I'm afraid she lost the scarf somewhere during her night shift.
Bien, ya tenemos otra misión, que es la de recuperar la bufanda. Bien, a ver, me quedan 2 personas más por hablar y luego daré las misiones secundarias. Es que hay que tantear el terreno, esto hay que hacerlo así porque si no, luego se complica la cosa. Antes de hablar con ella voy a sacar pistas por aquí. Ah, no, tengo que dar la vuelta. De todas formas, cuando acabemos con este sector, iba a decir, pero no me sale el nombre. Diré sector con Whitechapel y acabemos hablando y la misión de la enfermera. Vamos a... seguramente cuando pueda mataré a algunos personajes aquí. O sea que... vale, hay skulls aquí. Y un cadáver de... un cazavampiros de esos. Coño. Vale, eso ha salido bastante mejor de lo que pensaba. ¿No me dan nada? ¿Qué forma de...? Vale, aquí no se puede ir. Y aquí no hay nada. Una caja. Vale, no hay gran cosa.
Some of us come.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Vale.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't...
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Vale.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
No veo más que una espantosa enfermedad.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercourt, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
Sí, la verdad es que...
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercourt.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
Vale. Ya no tenemos nada, no nos dice nada.
I'll leave you alone.
Bien, perfecto. Por aquí... Mira, una caja para coger de estas. Estimado señor, gracias por habernos enviado su primario, Canciones de una ciudad vencida. Pensamos que es tan interesante y profundo como la primera vez que nos lo envió. Le ruego que, dadas las terribles circunstancias a las que hace frente el país, entienda que su título es completamente inapropiado para una publicación. Por consiguiente, ante su negativa a cambiar el título y exigir la publicación completa de su trabajo o rechazar la colaboración, lamento comunicarle que la Scotland Publishing se ha decantado por la segunda opción. Tenemos una nueva pista que estaría bien. No sé si me va a decir algo por acercarme a hablarle ahora. A ver, voy a mirar.
Good evening.
And good evening.
Sí.
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
Es raro ver a un artista adinerado. Debería dedicarse a algo más útil. No parece encontrarse en situación de pobreza. Bueno.
Still, you don't seem to suffer from poverty.
With thanks to my parents, actually. I'm afraid I would not be able to live on my own without their help.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
Vale, ahora sí. Bien, y por último ya la señorita muda de aquí.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
Me encanta, es que no dice nada. No dice nada.
Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia.
Nada, sin respuesta.
Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever.
Es que no dice nada.
Very well.
Pues nada, vamos a recuperar las pertenencias del amigo, del extorsionador este. A ver. La verdad es que tengo que hacer mucha misión. A ver, todo esto que he hecho es bueno, porque cuando hablemos con la enfermera tendremos más opciones. Epa. No se preocupen. Que iba a pasar de largo. No, 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 no. Con estos hay que tener cuidadito. Cuesta creer que esto sea un vampiro. Vale. Un poquito de money no viene mal. Muestra de sangre concentrada.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost.
No es fácil decir algo así, por lo que seré franca. No podemos continuar de este modo, por lo menos yo no puedo continuar así. Si Joe llegase a descubrir lo nuestro, lo de su esposa con su mejor amigo, lo destrozaría. Y después te mataría. Lo hemos pasado bien juntos, pero admitámoslo, jamás me convertiría en tu Jane, Lewis. Lo sabes tan bien como yo. Así pues, esto se acaba aquí. Y ahora, si apruebas mi decisión, estoy segura de que con el tiempo hablaremos el modo de volver a ser felices. Tú, Joe y yo. Y así protegeremos la parte más importante de nuestra historia. Hasta ese día, espero que perdones por ahora, adiós.
A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Pues si quiero ser malo, debería entregárselo a Joe. O sea, sí, al otro, al hombre este, corpulento y violento. Anda, mira. Un destral usado. Pesado el escal ese de ahí abajo. Ah. Vale. Parece que aquí no hay nada más. Madre mía. Uy, ese disparo se me ha ido. Vale. Pues creo que vamos a entregar la carta o la caja a Joe para ver qué ocurre. Y a ver si conseguimos alguna pista de aquí o algo, no sé.
We can sort it out, right? It's not my call, but... You again? What do you want this time?
A ver, primero que todo, a ver si tenemos... ¡Hola! Toda la de pistas.
Why is your relationship with your son so difficult?
Harry and I are so different. Sometimes I wonder if he's my own blood.
Espera, que yo te saco de dudas ahora.
Why not change that then? If you used your strength to do good, perhaps Harry wouldn't feel that way about you.
How dare you tell me what I should or shouldn't do with my boy? Who the fuck are you to interfere like that?
Es demasiado protector, es usted un mal padre. Esto no es lugar para criar un niño.
I mean no harm to your family. But if you want my advice, this is no place to raise a child.
No matter where we live, Harry will always be sick and frail. At least here, I'm respected. And no one will ever dare touch him.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now. And people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak. And there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else. Whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
No sé si decirle lo de la carta va a ser buena idea, pero venga, va.
I think the documents in this box could be of some interest to you.
Really? Where'd you get it?
I found it in an abandoned building nearby. I thought you might want to keep these letters.
Let me see. Letters about my boy. Thank you, sir.
You do not appear surprised or pained by this.
Surprised about what? Harry's my son, I'm his father, and that's all there is to know, don't you think?
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Here's a little something for your trouble. And to remind you to keep your mouth shut about all this.
Vale. O sea, le da igual. Al final es un buen padre.
Mr. Peterson.
A ver qué dice este.
Buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you?
Pues ha petado que te cagas. Vale, pues nada.
Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I've known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
El duelo nunca es fácil, la desesperación es un
Without
veneno.
making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison even the sanest mind.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? And most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
Bueno, cada uno tiene su manera.
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved.
Me encanta que él esté hablándole a la ventana, está topetado esto.
The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Vale, pues parece que no dice nada más.
Goodbye.
Buah, qué petada. Bueno, gente, pues hasta aquí el vídeo de hoy. Más que nada era pues ir haciéndonos con Whitechapel. En el siguiente vídeo, a ver si se puede mañana, mostraré las misiones secundarias que nos quedan, que sería lo de encontrar la bufanda, que de hecho lo voy a rastrear. Esto todavía no podremos porque esto está por ahí, no podremos. Recuperar el cuerpo de Samuel, del discípulo, que vamos a ver en el mapa. Vale, está todo en el mismo lugar. Todo está por aquí, perfecto. Bien, bien, bien. Pues en el siguiente capítulo vamos a hacer bastantes virguerías. Yo creo que ya empezaremos a matar gente. Ahora mismo era un poco de reconocimiento y demás. Y de ver un poco el terreno, conocer a la gente de Whitechapel. Pero en el siguiente capítulo vamos a hacer la misión principal ya, espero. Porque es que